Hey guys and gals, Sweet Project Cars here, and we are glad to have you with us. This video mini-series is going to be about putting your car back into the right condition after a hard winter, which we've had with salt and chloride and all that garbage that's up in every crack and crevice of your vehicle. We do have a video, we'll list that in the description, where you can do your underbody wash. Otherwise, go to a car wash and have them do the underbody wash there. But you need to get as much of the salt out and off before you do this video here, and make sure it's completely dry. So I'm sure some of you have a few months or weeks before the weather really starts to warm up and you don't have to worry about salt anymore. But if you're a person who trades your car in every other year and tax the balance of your existing loan onto your new car, then this video is probably not for you. But if you're like us, I like to take care of our stuff. This car here we bought in Michigan. It has seen a little bit of the winter. It is an all-wheel drive car, so my wife drove it in the winter a couple of times, but there is some surface rust underneath, and we're going to take care of that. I'm going to show you how to deal with the rust underneath your car and in your engine bay. If there's any there, you need to do that as well with this process. Now, Julio, tell everybody where all the tools are located. Thank you, Julio, Cesar, Chavez, Rodriguez, Jorge, Johnson, Thompson. So what we're going to do here is get this car up in the air, and then I'll take it from there with you. But let's get busy getting this car back into condition, your car back into condition, after a tough, salty winter. All right, we've got the car up in the air. Again, this car does have some rust on it from Michigan. Again, if you're ever going to buy a used car, go south. Buy it in the south. You know the Blue Bomber in all our videos? There's not a spot of rust on that thing, and it's a 2002, and home is down here. It's where it was born and raised. There's no rust on it. So if you're going to do that, buy a southern car so you don't have to deal with the rust. So we got our awesome creeper. You're going to need your rust proofer and a piece of cardboard in case you get a little bit too much on. This can be done by anyone. Just make sure you block up your car safely and you have a real good creeper. So let's get under there and get busy. So I have my headlamp on. I'm ready to get underneath. These are 12-inch blocks for the tires, which are perfect for a fat guy like me. Now, if you do have a GM vehicle, make sure at about 50,000 miles you have the transmission fluid changed. That's for your Equinoxes and all that. Just keep up on the tranny fluid. Now, this is all-wheel drive, and I did do the transfer cases, and I did the differentials all myself here to keep this thing going. So we're going to look for some rust. So right in there, you can see that little screw right there. That could take a little shot. We're going to touch the little areas first. All right, so let's look at the frame. Now, I've been keeping up on it pretty good, so there's not a whole lot of rust that's been able to grow on this thing because I kind of get after it. I mean, you can spray the screws like these here. And like I said, you have your cardboard to catch anything that may drip off. Do a section of the car, the front, and then the back. And this stuff right here is really handy. There's a little rust up in this area. And again, you have to get the salt cleaned out of your areas because I'll guarantee you that salt went up into these areas right here on the body. So you got to get all that rinsed out. Doesn't take much. One can should be able to do your whole vehicle. If I see rust, I spray it. Let's go up here to the front. Now, the Planet Safe is the only thing you can put on areas where there's rubber, and it won't deteriorate the rubber. Now, I don't do any of the suspension parts or any of that stuff. The strut, that's all rusty and stuff. I won't do any of that because I don't want to get any of it on the brakes. I'm mainly looking for body rust, frame rust. So you'll just cover every area that there's rust on your vehicle. It looks good up in there. And then you'll lift your hood and do under the hood. Let's head to the back and see what we got there. And like I said, this car did spend a couple years up in, well, 5 years in Michigan. It's all-wheel drive, and it was not driven much in the winter, but it was. So that's why it does have some rust on it. And when you change your differential fluid, make sure you write the date on it. Like right here. Okay, I'll look around up here. I see some rust right there. You can see it. A little on the frame there. And you can look up in there and see that. There's some right there. Sorry for moving the camera around so much. Little bolt. Brakes. Brake lines. There's some more over here. And I'll just keep working my way around till I get all the rusty areas. That's all you got to do, my friends. I probably got some on the lens. I did. So stick by us because we've got a lot more refurbing to do after a tough winter of salt and cold and nastiness. And as we always say, don't be a schmuckle, because if you do become a schmuckle, you'll have no friends. Sweet Project Cars, out!